2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Let's build your own financial game plan for 2025. Let me share with you all my secrets to success to help make sure that we give our financial goals and dreams the biggest and best opportunity to thrive. Welcome back to Sugar Mama's Fireplay, the podcast where we ignite your path to financial independence and hopefully an early retirement. I am your host, financial planner, Canna Campbell, and a couple of weeks ago, I shared with you my financial goals for 2025. And then in a subsequent episode, I shared with you how I was actually going to make sure that my financial goals happen to the best of my ability. So in today's episode, I want to actually turn the focus on you. So today's episode is really about helping you create your own financial game plan for 2025 so that together we can strategically and realistically help you achieve all of those financial goals and dreams for the year and end 2025 on a proud, fulfilled note and even feel incredibly excited about the further growth and success that might be waiting for you for 2026, especially as you've been able to achieve so much and learn so much from this year. Now, as you know, all of my content, whether it be a podcast, something on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, it's always general in nature and for educational purposes. But by the end of today's episode, you'll have a step-by-step blueprint or roadmap even to help you achieve your financial goals. Break them down into bite-sized, actionable steps and even put some of them, if you like, on autopilot so that 2025 just creates success financially, organically. It feels effortless and, most of all, efficient. So grab a notebook and a pen, and if you like, you can even go and download my free 2025 financial game plan calendar to help you apply all of these secrets, hacks, tips, and tricks in today's episode. So let's get started. All right, step 1 is to define your financial goals with precision. Before we do anything, we need to get crystal clear on your financial goals, not just these vague goals and ideas and dreams like save more money or pay off debt. We need specific, exciting, and even slightly scary goals, but with lots of detail. In fact, fine detail. And also these goals should make you feel exhilarated, but also push you and stretch you out of your comfort zone. Think of it like this. If you woke up on the 1st of December 2025, what financial achievements would make you feel proud and powerful? Write down the first things that come to mind and keep adding to that list. So for example, you might think, well, I would have built up my emergency savings and have $10,000, say, by the 1st of March. Or I would have paid off all my credit card debt finally by the 30th of June. Or I'm investing $500 per month into my portfolio and I've actually steadily increased it to $750 per month by September the 15th. Or I've started a $100 per month salary sacrificing plan. Or I've paid off the final $8,000 off my HEX debt by the 15th of October. Notice how these goals have a lot more detail than these previous pay off debt, save more money ones. They now have exact dollar amounts and they also have exact deadlines and they also have direction. The money knows exactly where to flow to or land in a particular savings account, investment portfolio, superannuation account, HEX debt or credit card. And everything feels so much more intentional and with a clear sense of direction and instruction. And also, everything's written down. And it's not only just written down, it's written down, and this is a really important thing to grasp here, it's written down in the present or past tense. Now, The reason I recommend doing this, that is writing in the present or past tense, is it helps you feel more accountable. It triggers immediate action and stops those silly pipeline dreams of when we say or think, I will, or one day I'm going to, or I would really like to, which just basically drags the chain. It's like dangling a carrot. We never actually really pull our finger out and create that immediate action that is required for our goals. So with your goals, write them as, I am paying off my credit card. I am building my emergency money. I am investing. Not this, I am going to, I will, I plan to, I want to, my goal is to. Make it in the present tense, or even better, in the past tense. I've started investing $500 per month. I have started putting $100 per week into my emergency savings account. Again, remember, you need the landing destination, the account, the superannuation account, the investment portfolio, the credit card debt, the HEX debt, whatever it may be, the amount, and of course, the deadline, the exact deadline to the day. Now, for bonus points, you can add your why in and your next goal in to your existing goal. For example, I will have my emergency money of $10,000 in my XYZ bank account so that I can start building my share portfolio, which is the start of earning passive income for financial freedom for myself and is going to help alleviate so much stress in my life. See how with that one simple goal of saving $10,000 for emergency money has so much more depth and gravity to it. We have added like a bit of magical powder to that goal because we have explained in that goal what is the reason why, and of course, the benefits from those goals, alleviating the stress in your life, building up passive income, feeling that sense of financial freedom and independence. So we have included, to recap, the exact amount, the deadline, we've written it in the past or present tense, we've included our why, and we have sprinkled a little bit of, motivation even, to put in the next goal. So you can start to see the flowing connection between financial goal to financial goal. Now, the moment you've gotten clear about your goals and you feel pumped to start working on them, I recommend putting them down in order of priority. Ideally, if possible, from small to largest. For example, goal number 1 would be to clear off the toxic credit card debt, for example, if you have that. The next goal would be to build up your emergency savings. The next goal would be to start investing. The next goal would be to save up for a home or renovation or, an elaborate holiday. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I recommend having it in this order of priority, ideally from the smallest to the last. So the first reason is by setting small and achievable goals at the top of your list, you feel so much more confident to actually start working on those goals. You actually feel empowered to get started because they're not ones that you can really procrastinate. They're achievable, you'll do them. It's like, when you do your list of things to do in the morning, we always tend to gravitate towards those quick, easy, simple ones first. That is perfectly fine. The second reason why I recommend you do this is it allows you to quickly tick off the first goal off your list because you're starting to build that important momentum to build upon for further success. And then the third reason why I recommend this list of priorities, and ideally smallest to largest, is that by completing the first one or even the second 2 goals quickly, you can then have less distractions and even more resources to then channel and focus that time and money to sink your teeth into the bigger goals of yours. So going back to that example, clearing off, say, the $3,000 or $4,000 of the credit card debt, we can quickly focus and hone in on that. Then that money that we were using to pay off that credit card debt, we can then use to channel towards building up the emergency money savings. And then once we've done that, all those tactics and strategies that we were using to clear the debt and build the savings can now be completely channeled into investing and planning for saving up for a home or what are the other big goals left on that list. It builds up momentum. It's like a trickling effect. And the more goals you can tick off your list, the more trickles you can then use for those bigger goals. So you get to really sink your teeth into the bigger goals with so much more efficiency. Now, I'll talk about this in a bit more detail further into this episode, but this is one of the most powerful techniques I have used myself personally for many, many years. So let me know how you go with writing your goals in this way. Perhaps you've done it similarly, or perhaps you've done it completely differently. But if you have a go at applying these principles, I'd love to hear feedback from you as to how you now feel in writing your goals in this particular manner. All right, step 2, create a bird's eye view of your financial calendar year. this is my biggest hack here, and I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. So what I recommend you do is take a 12-month calendar. You can print one or use a calendar. I like to use Canva. And you start to map out your goals month by month, or for the bigger goals, perhaps quarter by quarter. So for example, when I shared my goals for 2025, one of them was to build up our emergency savings. And then the other one was to go on a holiday quickly to New Zealand skiing, then to focus on renovating our home, and then the last one was to invest $100,000 into shares. So I've written in that order from smallest to largest, and obviously in a list of priorities. So what I've then done is actually put those goals to focus on throughout the year. I've color coded it. So for January to March, it's purely about focusing on building up our emergency money. Then from April is focusing on making sure we have our holiday completely paid for before we go on it. We've got spending money, lift passes, accommodation, everything is sorted. Then for the period of May to August, it's pretty much focused purely on renovation savings. And yes, there will be some flexibility with this, but again, I'll come to that sort of being open and making tweaks and changes as needed. And then pretty much from September through to the end of November is focusing on the debt reduction strategy and of course the investing. So I'll be using a debt recycling strategy. So what I've essentially done is color coordinated my year. So I know what is the key topic, the key focus for that particular block of time. So for yourself, you may want to focus on paying off the toxic debt between now and say March. Then for May to June, you want to focus on building up emergency savings. My key point here is that you are intentionally blocking out periods of 2025 so that you can have almost like a power session and really focus exclusively on one goal at a time. And by setting like dedicated periods of time allowed before you start actually beginning this, you can also ration out your resources so much more intentionally and mindfully and get a greater sense of the year ahead and really what has to be achieved and what is really involved by you to help make these things happen. It really does give you this bird's eye perspective as all the wonderful things you are serious about achieving and doing and growing into even, and how you're going to like ration your time and your resources out to give it the best opportunity to succeed. And for me, the biggest thing is, the biggest benefit for this is, and why I love this particular approach is it stops me from trying to achieve everything all at once and then getting completely overwhelmed with pretty much little or no real progress. So it allows me to really just focus. And you need to remember that while you have a key focus or even a block, you can at the same time put some things on autopilot. So yes, I have cleared out, January through to March is dedicated purely to our emergency money. But at the same time, I do have small regular savings plans in place, for example, for our holiday savings account. So some things, whilst I do have a key focus, I can have a few things in the background on autopilot. And these include things like regular investing plans, extra mortgage repayments, or even salary sacrificing into superannuation if you want. And as I mentioned, I make this really colorful. And now, as I said, you can download a free template that I've created and use this as a guide to copy, even if you like, to build your own bird's eye view of 2025 for your financial game plan. But using contrasting colors, for me, particularly as someone who has ADHD and really struggles to focus, I can really sort of see the different blocks very clearly. I'm not doing two different shades of green back to back. You'll see when you have a look at this yourself, the bright colors that give me that bird's eye view and help me understand how I have to stay on top of everything, but also really avoid getting distracted and trying to achieve other goals at the same time, which, as I said, ends up being with not really much progress to be proud about. Now, step number 3. We need to reverse engineer your success. So once you've mapped out your goals, you're excited, they scare you, but you could see an inkling of you actually achieving these things. Brilliant. We now need to start looking at the practical steps that go. And you've got them plugged into your calculator, you've got them plugged into your calendar, you're color coordinated, you're building this. So now what we need to do is work backwards. Work backwards in that we need to break the big goals down, or even the little goals down, into smaller, actionable steps. For example, that goal to save $10,000 by the 1st of March, you've got to break that down. What does that realistically look like between now and that goal being achieved? So, for example, that might be around about, say, $3,333 per month that I'd have to save in order to hit that goal in that block. Or perhaps it's a smaller amount, that is more achievable, stretched over a slightly bigger time. Just make sure you adjust your block so that your deadline is realistic, but also you're not allowing a potential opportunity to become lazy or complacent. Now, of course, we can only save so much. For me to save $1 million is unrealistic because I don't earn $1 million and we have to live and pay taxes and all those things. So this is where you would then again go back and see what additional things you can do to help increase the success for the achievement of that goal. What expenses can you cut? What income can you increase? Are there things you can sell? Are there any automated payment savings plans or debt reduction plans that you can put into place? By actually working backwards, looking at the goal and going, what do I need to do to achieve that goal in this time is essential. So you, for example, take that number that you need to save, divide it up between now and the date that you want to achieve it, and that will then give you an idea as to how much you need to be doing in small, mini, bite-sized goals to achieve that. If you look at it and go, well, I still am going to be short, I'm not going to achieve that goal, that is when you look to boost your income, sell things, hustle, all those things. And you really need to spend a dedicated amount of time thinking about each goal individually and how you can really help make that happen within the calendar block. This is going to require some brainstorming. It's not going to be an immediate 10-minute job. And you go, okay, I just need to do this, this, and this. Sure, it might happen that way. But if your goal really is a stretch or they're goals that really excite you, it's going to require some time of thinking outside the square, getting creative, and continuously adding ideas to your list as they come up to help you achieve that goal potentially sooner or overachieve that goal where you end up saving $12,000 instead of $10,000. And the big thing is with ideas, you've got to jump on them, otherwise they expire. Jump on them, action them. And a great tip is to actually write down these ideas, these light bulb moments on your calendar, so that when you look at your calendar, not only can you see the coloured block, you can also see a list of ideas that you're going to be working on to help make that goal happen within that defined period of time. And you can also get excited when you look at this calendar as what the next corresponding goal is, to help build that momentum, and you can channel some of those ideas that worked into the next corresponding goal. And remember this, no idea that you come up with is silly. In fact, some of the weirdest ideas that I've ever come up with when it comes to hustling up some extra money have been the biggest and best strokes of genius. Okay, so let's now work on to step 4, and that's actually doing the inner work, even, doing a little bit of inner child work if you like. So when you look at your financial game plan and you look at it through a personal growth point of view, you can really transform the personal growth within yourself and actually really see yourself evolve into a wiser person, a more resilient person, and also even a calmer person. So there are a couple of key questions I recommend you ask yourself. The first one is who do I need to be to achieve these goals? Do you need to be more disciplined? Do you need to be more organized? Do you need to be more proactive? What are the mind shifts that you need to work on, strengthen and evolve in order to be able to help yourself achieve those goals? And that's the key word, help yourself achieve those goals. We really need to cut that stupid, toxic, negative self-talk around money. We become what we think about. So you need to learn how to feed yourself the positive attributes that really actually do exist within you and learn how to turn up the volume with those. The next question you need to ask yourself is how am I going to actually track my progress? Am I going to do a weekly check-in? Am I going to do quarterly reviews? Am I going to use an app or a spreadsheet? Am I going to find a mentor or a friend that can help make me accountable? These are the things you need to ask yourself. And of course, what are the daily habits that will help set me up for success? I recommend you read your goals morning and night. I recommend that you speak to yourself in a very positive way about your future. Instead of saying, I'm no good with money, say, I'm learning about money, I'm working on money, I'm improving my financial situation day by day. And I feel proud, I feel excited about what the future lies ahead of me. The energy of those words are incredibly powerful and people will start taking you far more seriously. The other thing I recommend is doing one small thing every single day. It might be just $1 to that savings account or $1 towards your HECS debt. It seems silly, but that habit system is incredibly powerful. And things like habits like checking your budget. Through the Sugar Mama Budget and Cash Flow Academy, I recommend you check your budget twice a week. But you're not just checking your budget, you're also checking your transactions and your cash flow. So these small habits, 365 days of the year, can be incredibly powerful and you can build upon them. Sure, it might be $1 being transferred to your HECS debt or your savings account or your home loan, but tomorrow it might be $10. Again, these things really do add up. And it sends a powerful message to yourself and the universe about how serious you are about 2025 being your year to shine financially. And of course, where you can, automate good financial behaviors, regular savings plans, dividend reinvestment plans, automatic savings, automatic debt reduction, even speaking to your employer about how you can potentially pay off your HECS debt sooner, salary sacrificing. So that all of these small actions compounded can create massive results. And any of those keywords that you come up with in asking yourself about who you need to be to achieve your goals, I recommend adding them to this calendar template that I'm going to give you, because you can write down disciplined, early morning riser, motivated, educated. Write those keywords to trigger you and remind you to then have those real, true, authentic actions in your life. Again, I've created a little section within this template so you can use it for yourself. So you can really see about the internal work, because that's going to help this type of behavior and action happen organically when you feed yourself the right magical ingredients as to who you really are and allow that true essence of yourself shine for your financial goals. Now, on a quick note of the whole deep dive of yourself, if you are looking for a financial mentor, you are looking for someone to help keep you accountable, I run a program called the Sugar Mama Money Mindset and Manifestation Program. This is where you can have access to me, not for financial advice at all, but someone who can help you talk to about your motivation levels, can talk to you about your money mindset, can help you brainstorm ideas as to how to potentially hustle up some extra money in your life. You essentially can lean on me as support, and it's a once-off fee. You have lifetime access to me, and of course you're part of our group, and we all share the goals that we're working on, the things that we're doing with our mindsets to strengthen and inspire each other, how we're coping with setbacks and challenges which are naturally part of the way, and what we are learning and growing and discovering along the way. So I will link the details in the podcast notes for you if you'd like to have access to that, because that obviously then gives you access to me. But a quick reminder, it's not there for financial advice.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
That is completely separate. Okay, so all right, let's move on to the next step, number 5, and that is sexy shortcuts to fast track your progress. All right, so not all progress has to be hard. You can actually have a lot of fun achieving your goals. You can get creative with your approach, your mindset, and your strategies. Things like using reward points, to help pay for those holidays that you want to go on. Most of our trip to Queenstown skiing has been paid for points, that is the flights. We've also taken the kids out of school holidays, which has saved us about 30% off our accommodation. I'll go and prepay all of our lift passes and ski lessons and book all of our gear and look for some great package deals. So yes, a holiday's expensive, but I've found creative ways to help really bring down the cost. So you get clever, be smart. Also things like utilizing cashback programs like Cash Rewards and Shopback that give you money back and also give you sometimes access to great discounts. You can also then, when it comes to things like home loans and investment loans, is look to refinance around. It doesn't cost you anything to refinance. The mortgage broker does everything for you, and you can often negotiate incredible terms where you are saving tens of thousands of dollars in interest and, of course, time. You get back time because if you apply those savings to your mortgage repayments, you'll see that home loan come down so much faster. And it's not just home loans. Call up your gas company, ask them for a discount. Energy company, call up Foxtel, not unfortunately Netflix. That would be great if they'd offer a discount. But there is, if you don't ask, you don't get. And the squeakiest wheel always gets fixed first. So don't be afraid to ask for a discount. Let people know that you're shopping around and then shop around if you find a better deal. Loyalty tax is expensive. You don't need to become a victim of it. You don't need to be ripped off. Is probably a better way of saying this. Also, getting creative. Look at things you can declutter or sell. According to Gumtree, the average Australian household has 5,200 worth of unused items in their home, sitting there, gathering dust. Do a garage sale, do a massive Gumtree listing or a Facebook marketplace. Look to offload those things to make some quick cash, but put that cash that you make immediately towards those goals. Otherwise, you'll get tempted to spend it on something else. That's where procrastination and distractions and something, shiny, glossy, and new pops up in your life. You think, I'll just use that to pay for that. No, this is about making progress for 2025, doing things very differently and really building up yourself, doing that inner work to actually see and feel proud about what you're achieving for yourself. And of course, if we're looking to earn some extra money, and it really is limitless to how much extra money we can create, look at selling your time or your skills. Are you good with a photographer, with a camera? Maybe you could do some extra photography work. Are you great at designing websites? Do you love dogs and think, I can do some dog walking, or I can do some dog sitting or house sitting? Perhaps babysitting, nannying work. Some of these things are cash in hand. They're quick, immediate payment that can be really helpful to help you save money and achieve more with your financial goals and get things done so much sooner. Things like, one of your goals is to start retiring and planning your retirement sooner. And you want to get more money into super. Go and educate yourself. Learn about the co-contribution scheme. Learn about salary sacrificing, spouse contributions. All these things that are out there available to you to help you achieve your goal. Educate yourself. If you need more savings, perhaps you need to get more organized with your taxes and make sure that you haven't left anything off the table when it comes to your legal deductions and helping maximize any potential possible tax refunds. If you need more money and you want to earn more, maybe you need to speak to your manager or your boss about a promotion. Or now you need to look at maybe just getting a new job, changing jobs. We all know that is when we change jobs, change companies, that is normally when we get the biggest and best pay rises. Perhaps it's time for you. No one really sticks around for 15, 20 years anymore. And if you need to save more, of course, go to your budget. Focus on what you can cut down, what you can cut out. A great example is this, which I did literally recently, is I was looking at our grocery bills because they were starting to blow out again and I was not impressed with myself. So I returned back to my good old trusty HelloFresh, and it saves me so much time, it saves me so much money. And I know for myself, I can't walk into a supermarket and buy one thing, even though I only need one thing. I walk through the aisles, as everyone else does. Oh, that's on special. Oh, I'll grab that whilst I'm here. Walk out the door with 11, 12, 13, 14 extra things. So by having something like, for me, and this is not sponsored by HelloFresh at all, but in me getting creative and looking at how we can save money, the fact that I have something on my doorstep means I don't go to the supermarket. I also don't waste time going to the supermarket. I'm cooking a meal within the house without literally not even needing to leave the front door. So all these little wins are going to help accelerate your progress. And often there are the nuggets of gold that can help you tick your goals off in a really efficient way in that dedicated color block that I spoke about. Again, all these ideas, add them to your calendar notes so you know exactly what you need to do and get done for that goal, for that block of time to watch that financial goal flourish. All right, step 6, build accountability and automate for success. Find an accountability friend, a partner, or even an online community, and check in on a regular basis, weekly, fortnightly, monthly. And as I said, if you want to work with me, you can join my Money Mindset Manifestation Program. It's a community where we share all of our goals. And as I said, you get that direct access to me to help you work on those goals. No financial advice, as I said, but I will definitely help you with your motivation levels and your money mindset. And you can pick my brain, we can talk about your goals, discover your why, and also help clear any money blocks that you might have that are lingering around. Now, when it comes to obviously building accountability and automating for success, as I said, automatic savings plans and investment plans are great because they take away the need to require and rely on willpower. But there is a word of warning here. Please be careful. Automatic debt repayment plans, savings plans, investing plans, salary sacrificing plans even, they can help maybe make you dangerously comfortable over time. So whilst you may have automation like cooking in the background for those bigger goals, whilst you focus and power through your immediate short-term mini goals, please make sure that the moment you tick any of those short-term goals off your list, that we reassess those savings plans, those debt repayment plans, or investing plans even, so that you can potentially increase your plans and create even greater success and efficiency in your life. So for example, you might have a $200 per month regular investing plan going on in the background because one of your bigger, longer term goals is to build an investment portfolio. In the meantime, you're focusing on paying off your credit card debt and building up savings. What I'm trying to say is the moment that credit card debt is paid off, any resources that you have freed up, start looking at whether you should potentially increase now your regular investing plan. So you might think, you know what, I've just paid off my credit card debt. Great. I'm now working on my emergency money, I'm going to maybe look to increase my regular investing plan from $200 per month now to $250 per month. Make sure you're using your money intentionally and never get to a place where you feel comfortable or complacent about these regular payment plans. Because that is often then a sign that we could be stretching and pushing ourselves slightly further for even greater success. And then step 7, stay flexible and adjust. All right, yes, we have these clear blocks for 2025 sitting in front of us, but life happens. There are going to be setbacks and there are going to be challenges along the way. That is normal, that is natural, and it is okay. As I shared in my previous episode, we fell short of one of our big goals last year, and whilst that was really upsetting and really frustrating and I felt so disheartened, within a few weeks I didn't just move on, but I moved up with my mindset. You see, I'd actually had done okay with my progress, even though we fell short of our goals. But I actually gained a lot of wisdom and insight from failing. And when I look back and sort of really went through absolutely everything that I needed to look at this failure, it actually made me realize that this failure offered a really important and valuable platform for further growth and success. So what I recommend you do is obviously have regular check-ins for your 2025 financial goal game plan. But understand there are going to be times where you need to make slight tweaks and changes. And of course, use those automated systems if and where you need to. But again, by coming back and checking your progress, also check and update any of those automated programs to see if there's room to improve and change them, to adjust them, to increase them, so you can see your goals being achieved so much quicker and with so much greater success. So tweaks and changes throughout the year are most definitely allowed and most definitely encouraged, as long as you're not making too big a tweaks and changes where you're actually cheating yourself and selling yourself short. And also by continuously staying flexible, adjusting and reviewing your calendar, your financial game plan. It really does help improve and increase your motivation levels. And then when we do that, we find that we are less likely to be distracted. We're less likely to procrastinate. We are so much more accountable. We are so much more aware the clock is ticking, time is being wasted. And then that organically creates a powerful call to action by us. We don't even think about it. We just start doing, working on our goals, getting creative with our goals. And when you have those regular check-ins, where you may need to become flexible and make those adjustments, you can actually see the progress you've made and actually how things are working, how you're actually achieving your goals, and how different the year is in comparison to your previous years. You can see what you're learning, you're growing, not just from a financial education point of view, but from a personal growth point of view. And for me, that personal growth is actually where the biggest and best rewards come in. So to quickly recap your financial goal plan, Number 1, get crystal clear with your goals. Write them in the present or past tense. Have numbers, have deadlines, have a landing destination. And if you want, add in your why and a little inkling of what your next goal is that you're going to focus on. Step 2 is to create this bird's eye view that is your financial game plan calendar. Again, I've created a template for you. I've linked it in the notes. You can quickly and easily access it. But make it colorful, block out your times, and make sure you've got spots there where you can write down all of your ideas and all of the personal characteristics you need within yourself to achieve these goals. This will help keep you motivated and focused and stop you from wasting time. Step 3 is to reverse engineer your success. Look at that goal and what you want to achieve and by when. And then you can work out how much you need to be saving or investing or paying down debt per week or even per day, per fortnight, per month in order to help make that happen. If there's a gap, that is where you look to hustle, where you look to save extra money. All the different creative things that you can do to help achieve that goal within that dedicated time. Step number 4 is to do the deep dive into you. Look at your mindset. Look at the characteristics and the skills and the habits that you need to have within yourself in order to help give these goals the biggest and best opportunity to thrive. You already have everything that you need within yourself to achieve these goals. Step number 5 is to make sure you're creating shortcuts to fast track your progress. This is what I call in my money mindset program, boosters. Little things you can do to help boost that goal so that you can achieve it quicker or you can overachieve that goal. It's about getting creative, thinking outside of the square as to things you can do to bring in some extra cash to move through the year faster and with greater efficiency. Step 6 is to have accountability. Of course, automate everything you can for success, but have someone you can talk to about your goals, how far you're going, what your progress is looking at, maybe where you're struggling, where you need some help, where you need some inspiration, and just get excited about what you are doing and achieving along the way. And again, to remind you, automation is brilliant, but be careful where automation just makes you comfortable and complacent. Whenever you've achieved a goal, particularly those smaller ones, look at what improvements you can add to that automation system. And then finally, step number 7 is to stay flexible and adjust. You must review your progress all the time. Weekly, fortnightly, monthly, just make sure you do it regularly. This is one of the habit systems you're going to have to create. So where you need to make adjustments, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. But promise me this one thing, you're not going to add new goals to your list unless you've achieved every single goal for 2025. One of the key things where I think a lot of people go wrong is they start, and I put my hand up for this as well, they start to add new goals into the list. They get excited about other things they want to achieve and they start adding more things to the table without actually clearing the decks first. So as you things happen in life, setbacks and challenges, really try and stay committed and true and dedicated to those goals that you set down intentionally at the beginning of the year. And of course, don't beat yourself if you fall short. There's so much wisdom is to be gained beyond those actual physical dollar amount goals. So that is it for today's episode. This game plan is really not about perfection. It's really about progress. Your future self is counting on you. So you need to show up for yourself daily, weekly, fortnightly, and monthly. And make sure that you finish 2025 in a stronger, wealthier, and more empowered position than ever before. So now is the time to use your game plan, to create your game plan, to get started on it and see 2025 being very, very different. A financially abundant year, you could say. Now, if you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure you send it to a friend, send it to a family member. And of course, don't forget to go and download that free template that I've created for you so you can create your own financial game plan. Now, until next time, stay focused, stay empowered, and keep that financial fire burning bright. This is Sugar Mama's 5 Plan.
Two words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Blair Athol or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.